There we go. Alrighty, so I know that this isn't my normal time to live stream, but I'm at the point where I'm curious to see how the story plays out in Pyre, and unfortunately, right now, the one thing I can do for video editing on my main channel is record audio. Well, I can also edit audio, but I've got a headache, so I really don't want to do that. And unfortunately, my voice from the last from the last chunk I recorded sounds a little too different from the previous. Well, my voice right now sounds a bit too different from the previous recording, so my thinking is we're just gonna jump back in and have some fun. Oh yeah, I was holding on so I could grab one of these. Let's carry on then. You and your fellow exiles arrived at the sacred site called Glade of Lu, and now look to the stars in the sky to signal the beginning of the next rite. The woods about you bring a sense of tranquility you have not felt in some time, but then you notice one of the trees move. It shuffles towards you and regards you with an exaggerated bow. Well, goodness, by the roots of Luz Glorian, it would appear the rumors are correct. The Nightwings have returned. Oh, but where are my manas, One moment. The sap claws at his mask with his wispy fingers. Much better. H. Manly Tinderstaff, at your service. Perhaps you've heard of me? My fellows and myself, you perhaps know us as the Chastity. We shall soon stand against you in the rites. For now, I am just whiling away the time making small talk. Now then, as I have introduced myself, your turns. To whom am I speaking? Then in your mind's eye, you see Volfred and hear his voice. Manly Tinderstaff is not to be trusted. Reveal neither yourselves to him nor me. Well? Beneath her mask, Jodariel stares back at him in silence. You suspect Volfred's message may have reached every member of the group. Why now, how very rude indeed. Well, fine. Ignore me, but you do so at your peril. Anyhow, once this evening's rite commences, any moment now, then I'm afraid ignoring me won't be an option any longer. Oh, and now I do believe the sky is beginning to show. We'll have to chat again some other time. Now, come along, come along. Manly bows again and wanders off into a clearing as the stars begin to burn. Here we go.
Once again, the stars align themselves before you, reader. And here now at the Glade of Liu, I have to say, you've come so very far. But there are those, such as your adversaries called the Chastity, who have toiled for this too. They know that with their freedom comes great opportunity. It could be yours instead. Please show the Chastity that the Nightwings are superior.
You want us to win this one? I wonder, oh honored Nightwings, how well you know these woods. Why, these woods would strangle you, and I'm afraid I could do little to stop them even if I tried. You might do better to beware of them. When Jodariel continues to ignore him, he grows upset. Why, you insolent! Then fine, let us begin the dance indeed. He shoves his mask back on in a huff. And allow me to thank you in advance for helping me to return unto my proper station in the Commonwealth. Huh, fairly mixed team.
We shall stand together here this night.
Fairly mixed team. Who to bring out? Well, I didn't get a proper chance to check you out. So I'm thinking what we do is we have you in front as usual. Do I want to bring your special trinket along? The thing is, I don't use you for casting as much as I do as a body blocker, so I don't think that'll necessarily be very useful with how I play you. I wonder, can I... not by much. Let's just go with this. And then, I definitely want you out in the field. What should I give you? Actually, you seem like someone who would be focused on banishing people given how your ability works, so that's not the worst idea.
Sir Gilman.
Now I just need to figure out something to balance things out. Let me think. Probably Ruki? Well, actually, we've already got speed with the other guy, right? Actually, I really should have checked before clicking on him. No matter, but I'm pretty sure we've got quick based on what I've done with him. So in that case, I'm thinking someone who could be manipulative might be helpful. I don't know if there's a maximum that... I don't know if there's anything special from not having them out, but...
Go on.
We'll go with Faye.
Faye, it is done.
I don't think that I like that Manly very much because he keeps saying that we're rude, but I think that we're nice. Are you quite ready finally, O Nightwings? May all of those masks of yours ensure no harm should come to any of your lovely countenances. Now come along, let's give the stars a show. May I present to you Humboldt Manley Jr. Why, he is every bit my equal, and is poised to grant the Tinderstaff line shall have a bright, bright future. He goes on and on about his sapling for a while. I have heard more than enough of him. This knight, now as ever, is in full accord with you on this, good Jodariel. Now, isn't he the most precious thing you've ever seen, The sapling is nothing but an extension of Manly. If he is banished, the sapling could cease to trouble you as well. Yeah, but that's gonna be a pain.
Manly and his offspring hold no small degree of influence within the Commonwealth, Greeter. There are many who would welcome his return, though none so much as he himself.
Crap.
Gilman caught out.
Crap!
Not much to be done whilst all are banished.
Crap!
Pyre is the first to falter.
Maybe I didn't pick this correct. Maybe I didn't pick things correctly. Huh.
That Pyre's flames grow.
I'm surprised they let me get away with that. Oh ho, what's this? It seems the woods themselves are closing in upon our little soiree. Oh, do be careful now. These grasping roots and vines, they may not hold you in such high esteem as I. I wondered if any field hazards would show up.
Your adversary Manly is comfortable in this suffocating glade.
Nope. Ah, crap.
He delves headlong into the fire.
Okay, I need to get an...
Perhaps you are unworthy.
Crap. Well, that'll benefit me in the long run, unfortunately for them. Oh, almost.
The orb.
There we go. That's more like it. Oh dear, the woods are closing in. Oh yeah, shut up. Okay, they're just gonna keep closing in every time I complete this, aren't they? Crap! I am not doing well. I've got 3 hits on it, depending on who takes the hit.
A show of strength from the Nightwing's opponents. They perished.
Ah, good prediction.
Exciting. How very sad for the chastity.
There we go. Okay. I've got 2 more hits on them. Say, have any of you noticed how it's feeling rather crowded out here, Almost as if the 100 Minds himself resents your being here. Yes, I rather think that's it. So cease with all your scurrying around with that damned orb and let me handle this! Oh, come on! I thought I aimed that right.
The Nightwing's adversaries gained an edge. Sorry, badly. Absolution.
There we go. So 1 more hit on either side, depending on who it is. Alright, you Nightwings, I've had it up to here with you. Or perhaps I've simply had it up to here with all of these encroaching plants, these miserable things. Either way, I don't appreciate how you're ignoring me. Crap. Crap.
Where did the Nightwings go?
Oh, shut up.
Be gone, you lot.
Got it.
It is done.
Whew. That was a closer one than I would have liked.
Yes, the Nightwings did prevail. Or you could say they managed to avoid defeat.
Yeah,
Ceremony is complete.
good. That imbecile of a sap. So much talk and hot air. I knew we could prevail, though Mr. Tinderstouth there, I think he's really upset now. Well, my. Oh, worry not, oh Nightwings. I'm not angry with you, honestly. But I am very, 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 very disappointed. I thought perhaps that we had something going here between us. You scratch my back, I scratch yours and all. Instead, however, you decided to spit in my face. Fine. We'll have to see where all your rudeness gets you. Now, ta-ta.
Always is there greater knowledge to be gained. Desperate for honor, this Sir Gilman may yet learn something.
Huzzah! Great wisdom clouds over this knight's entire consciousness. Alrighty. That's actually pretty useful.
The
That's-
might of the sea sojourner until the next right.
That was well done, my boy. I am beginning to see why your companions vouched for you. Don't let it go to your head, of course. Alrighty, so that was a little tougher than I would have liked, but that's okay. After besting the chastity in a last-ditch effort, you return to your wagon to consider your next move. Inadequate performance back there. Adequate? Yes, adequate for the next part of our plan. Go, have your reader there consult the stars. See where they take you next. I'll give you a hint. It's further north. It's going to be high up. Did this knight hear you say Hi up. And it's going to be cold. We'll see. Come on, my friend. Let's have a look outside then. That plan Volfred mentioned. I just want you to know, I don't know what he means. We're here because we're going to be free again. We won't be living out our days as exiles. That's the only plan as far as I'm concerned. But there's always a catch, right? We'll see what Volfred has to say. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. No matter what, we're getting closer thanks to you. Well, hello. Huh? So now you see it for yourself. You are summoned to the north, where looms Mount Elodiel, and at the very top, the fall of Solium. You confirmed the stars indicated this exactly. Volfred, sir, how did you know? Volfred smiles back at him, but you sense his thoughts, as though he is directing them at you.
I too can read, my boy.
Hello. Okay.
Forbidden though the words may be.
He turns back to Hedwyn. Your reader's skill, while rare, are not unique, but as I said, I'll let him do the job. I see that you have something special going here, which benefits the plan. What are you up to? What plan? I thought this was about our freedom. Oh, fear not, my boy. It is indeed. Plenty of time to tell you about it on the way. For now, however, you look like you can use some rest. And for that matter, so can I, if you'll excuse me. You sense your companions are exhausted from their recent travels. Given the road ahead, you agree it would be best to take the night to recover as much as possible. Looks like nothing more to be done in here. Guess we carry on then. At dawn, Volfred is already up. He reveals to you a pathway through the woods into the cold lands to the north, beyond which lies your next destination. This looks pleasant. You get clear of the woods at last, and arrive in lands grown cold in the shadow of Mount Elodiel. You will have to make it all the way to the top. In a moment of respite, Volfred calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining to rights, and the plans to which he alluded. You banded together with a common faith that freedom from the downside is not impossible, am I correct? But let me ask you something. What does freedom even mean to you? He looks in your direction as he asks, defying you to answer. You cannot sense his own thoughts on the subject, and only know the truth of how you feel. You tell Volfred that freedom means having choice. If you are able to do what you want, both physically and socially, then you are free. He considers your remarks for a short while. Choice is freedom, then you say. If that is all, then you are free already. Go, my boy, do as you please. Nobody's here to govern you. I trust, however, that this is not the freedom that you have in mind. Perhaps you simply wish to return home and to be left alone. He then turns his attention to the whole group. Now, let me tell you all what freedom means to me. Freedom means to live life without fear. To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others, without the constant threat of judgment and reprisal. Freedom means not being made a criminal for what you know, or whom you love, or what you choose to think or not think. He looks out toward the distant mountains. Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see the Commonwealth once more. And you would be exalted there, given the highest honor, the opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At least, you would become complicit to an ancient system that would deign to cast down others such as you. It is a system whose well-intentioned founding principles have long been lost, and the 8 scribes, if they are still out there, have made quite clear that they shall not intervene firsthand. That is where you come in. He turns to you and everyone again, looking to each of you. Long have I wished to gather such a group, that together you might see that seeking freedom only for yourselves is too modest of a goal. You share a higher calling now. The plan, then, is this. We free each other from the downside through the rights, then we meet up on the other side. We organize. Each new moon at dusk, we join together at the Spiral Sanctum. We need as many of us there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. You're plotting a revolt. Just so, I am asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is not one of them. The reader and myself, you know by now that we can see through it. But you need not be a part of this, nor is it in my interest to coerce you. You may go your own way if you wish. Live out your remaining days here like so many others. So if any among you prefer that, if you cannot see yourself continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth as you are doing here, then speak now. Wilfred pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs. Very good. Some of you consider yourselves friends, some others not. But all of you are bound together through the rights and are integral to our plan. Remember that. You seek true freedom, you will not find it waiting for you in the Commonwealth. But together you can bring it about, both for yourselves and others. That is my promise. Then he lets out a long breath. That's it. I ask you all to think on this, and let's reconvene along our journey to the summit. Wilfred turns toward the mountains, leaving you to consider what he said, and plot the wagon's northward pass. Beyond lies Mount Delodiel. I suggest we make camp here at the base of the mountain, where we shall need our spirits and our strength to make the ascent. There you are, my boy. There was something which I wanted to discuss with you, in private. Wilfred stares at you rather intently, as if reaching out to you. Then, you do know what it means to be a reader. Those such as we are not limited to reading pages from a book. Though your ability in that I sense is nascent still, mere flashes, uncontrollable. I see as well now that they haven't told you yet. Your friends. That explains a lot. They haven't told you readers such as you cannot go free. I had wondered why you would insist on pressing onward with the group in light of this. The answer then was plain. You simply did not know, or fully realize. There's always a catch, isn't there? They did not deceive you, by the way. There is no reason they would know themselves, other than Tariq, who shall not influence your thinking in such matters. Rather, I had expected, when at first we met, that you already knew the truth of this from having read the passage in the Book of Rites, which states it plain. Only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment, and become eligible to regain their freedom. Perhaps you have not gotten to that part just yet. Wilfred breaks free from you and looks at you again. Then he speaks to you as normal. It is plain that you are not in adequate condition to conduct the rites, and this group here values you as reader. I wish only to ensure you understand what you are getting into here. Despite whatever hopes and dreams and promises you might have been shared, I do not think the rites can help you to return, if that is what you had in mind. So, once again, I invite you to depart. I will see to it that you are compensated. Do not misunderstand. If it is your wish to remain, then you are welcome. But this journey we are on, it has no guarantees, not for you, nor any one of us. Do you understand? You understand the words of warning, yet just the same you choose to carry on. There is more that you wish to achieve on this journey than freedom for yourself. I admire that, my boy. Then very well. Know that we have much at stake here in this anyway. Much more than just a shot at going back into that commonwealth which cast us down here to begin with. It sounds like you intend to stick around. Then we'll have lots more time to chat as we ascend the sacred mountain in the coming days. Until then, he strides out of the wagon, leaving you with your thoughts. It sounds about right. How very kind of you to visit me again like this, oh lovely reader. For what I was just standing about in the blackness of this void thinking, it would be most pleasant if something were to happen for a change. There was a long period of time that this incarceration of mine failed utterly to do anything but bring me peace of mind, not much of a punishment. I invite you to imagine an upbringing among the Sisters of the Arch. Let's see. Oh dear. Living on the outskirts of civilization, your days are all full of training which could kill you or just cripple you for life. How do you suppose I lost my sight? Through glorious battle with the scribes, or in a careless sparring session with my master? But I've not forgotten enough just yet. In any case, at first I welcomed the prospect of not having to struggle every moment to survive. But in less than 2 centuries, why, I started to grow terribly bored. It did not help at all that the Nightwings of the early days were the stodgiest lot you could imagine, obsessed with obeying the book as strictly as they could. Some of them started to remind me of myself, I think, when I was young. Such idiots, the lot of them. But what I am saying, lovely reader, I shall not bore you further with such matters. I would have bored myself to death back then, if only I could. Like so many other things, I think mortality is something oft taken for granted, until it is taken away. So, given your mortality, what say that we get back to business here? Alrighty. Let's see what Faye can do. I must admit, I do sense something from that one. I once had a wild heart myself, quite like her own. We shall see if there is more to her than that. Let us bring her forth. Soon Faye arrives in heed of the summons. The scribes! I think that if I listen carefully that I can hear them calling out to me? Alright, let's see what this entails. Oh, I wondered about that. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, girl. The place where you reside at present has but a single rule, which is, you answer to me here. Wow, okay, I will. Such naive enthusiasm. Now, be silent. It is plain to me that you have much to learn as yet about the rites, but you have learned something and I would see you prove it, without the benefit of anyone save for your reader. Okay. Are you out to help me? Are you out there to help me with this, mister? Imps. Crap. Ah, crap. I did not think that one through. Oh, that is a smart move. Holy crap. That is a really smart move. I hate you. What? How's that fair? How is that fair? Only 5. Ah, stop it! Well, at least it took itself out. Got it. Huh. Should have jumped. Right. They outrange me, so I have to take them out with this, or I don't take them out at all. Crap! Almost made it. There we go. Crap. Starting to think we'd almost... Crap! Couldn't jump in time. And then he makes it. Scum! Wow, okay, that was the wrong move. Wow, I suck at this game. The characters have piqued my interest finally, but I suck at this game. Okay, how did I do? How did I do? I must admit that you did better than I had expected, girl. You have passed this trial of yours. Some congratulations are in order, to you and also to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Did I imagine all of that, mister? Because I hope I didn't. Wow, what is it that you have there? Oh, that's useful. That is very useful. That is getting equipped right now. I upgraded it all. Nope. So level 20 is the maximum, huh? Good to know. Earlier, Wolfred called for a group meeting, presumably to reveal his plan in more detail. Instead, he reveals some bad news. Wait, what are you saying? What I'm saying, my boy, is that while you can indeed get yourself out of here, it can't be all of you at once. We earn our way back one by one, or not at all. But I swore that we'd go free, together. We may go free together yet, but it's going to take time, and this is only the first phase. You, Hedwyn, and the other exchange glances. Let me make this plainer for you still. Here is how the coming days are going to unfold. First, we're going to ascend Mount Telodiel there to the north. You may not think this wagon's fit for it, but rest assured it's made the journey many times. Next, we'll pass through Scribe's Gate. Only the worthy pass through there, as your reader could attest, if he did not merely skim that chapter of the book. Afterwards, we'll reach the Fall of Soliam, and meet our adversaries in the Rats. They are to be the Tempers, led by the demon Ignarius. You'll know him when you see him. Both you and they shall choose someone from your respective ranks. Then, once one of the triumvirates prevail, their somebody will be whisked home to the Commonwealth. Whisked home to the Commonwealth? Precisely. Once returned, our somebody is taken in and clothed and fully pardoned. The Commonwealth knows about all of this? The same Commonwealth that says a sentence into exile is forever and freedom from the downside is impossible. Many of these details the scribes themselves wish to be kept secret. Former exiles and the leaders of the Commonwealth alike have good incentive to protect those secrets as well. So then, that's it? We climb the mountain, someone goes back, and everyone else stays? For most of those participating in the rites, yes, that's it. But I like your connotation, and indeed for us, that isn't it at all. If one of us returns, it shall just be a step along our path. However, let's let that sit for now. Gather your strength. We'll talk again on our way up. Wolfred leads the rest of you to consider what he said. You now have time for your vocations. At dawn, you shall begin your ascent. I think we'll see what we can find in the way of resources. Not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a little more money than that. Would have almost preferred a buff instead. Wonder what happens if I lose this run. Not sure I want to find out, but I'm... Here before you lies Mount Elodiel, stretching far beyond your line of sight. Somewhere upon this mountain lies the only place for which you can escape the downside. Your companions gather round again before Volfred, who stands tall as ever. Whether from the cold air or the subject now at hand, you sense a tension in the air. Now then, you all have many questions, no? I've done a lot of talking. So go on, ask away. But there is only silence. One question stands out in your mind, which you refrain from asking yet. If only one of you is to go free at first, who shall it be? Go on now, don't be shy. Who first? Questions. Why us? Why you indeed, madam. That I can explain. You've seen the sort you stand against as adversaries in the rights. What is it that they want, do you suppose? They want their freedom back, of course. They'll settle for it on the Commonwealth's own terms. They'll gain their freedom and some cushy new responsibilities. Perhaps then they'll have a hand in sending still more exiles here to join us. Think on it. The Commonwealth rose from the ashes of a fallen empire thanks to the efforts of the first exiles who escaped this place via the rights. It is the Commonwealth's first and proudest tradition to honor those who have lived to redeem their transgressions. They have a certain wisdom, do they not? But as for you, I have been looking for a certain set of dispositions for a good length of time. All I needed was for somebody appropriate to show up and to listen. So I planted many little eyes and ears throughout this land, whispering hints of this, absurd as this may sound. Took someone with a certain faith and creativity to go for it. That someone proved to be Hedwin over there. He was tasked with seeking 2 trustworthy allies, an old buried wagon, and a reader. He was invited to bring others for the ride, all different sorts. Gather enough help, and he and his friends could be free. Long story, but you know much of the rest. So then why you? Because I've reason to believe you're not the sort to play right back into the Commonwealth's old hand. The rights, as you have seen, are quite exclusive. You are imposters in this little party. You could be the one to break it up. Now then, more questions. Your head is beginning to spin. You can excuse yourself or keep listening. Volfred's explanations are a lot to take in, though you feel compelled to absorb as much of what he is willing to tell you at this point. He prompts for further questions when Jodario raises her voice again. Hold, you mistook my meaning. I understand your plan. Still, I wish to know, why us? Why are we, among all others, chosen for this liberation rite? Ah, I see. Well, but this is simple really, madam. You are chosen. You are qualified, I should say. Because, as the expression goes, this was the scribes ordained. Though in this case the expression is quite literally true. When the H created the rites, each one of them anointed certain other exiles to participate on their behalf. Exiles who showed some promise of redemption. The triumvirates they formed have stood the test of time, replenishing their numbers as their individuals moved on or passed on. You've met them as they are today, the accusers, the withdrawn, and so on. The 8 scribes also formed a special group, against which all the others would be judged. That group they call the Nightwings. You bear their books, wear their masks and raiments. You need but show up to the rites, you see. The other Earthswiles jockey for position for a chance to take you on. Yeah, well, what if we don't? What if we don't show up? Then you would deny yourself a chance at freedom, and deny it also to your adversaries. Victory means nothing in a common right, then? Participation is all that matters? Not so, madam. Only the enlightened may regain their freedom. While failure can be an excellent teacher, the scribes do favor the victor. So you see, those who do not conduct the rites or do not prevail in them sufficiently, they might find themselves barred from the liberation rites. But these are technicalities. The Nightwings disbanded years ago. Since then, no one has gone free. Yet still the other triumvirates pressed on, with fleeting hope that one day you'd be back.
Pretere magretas.
It's been a heavy price to pay in all of this. Now, if you'll excuse me, we'll talk again some other time. Oh yeah, just tell us all this, yeah, let it all in. Some murmur to themselves about all this as Wolfred takes his leave. Others reconnoiter? What is that, a play off of reconnaissance? That's a new word. Reconnoiter pathways leading up the mountain and present you with some options. Alright, let's see what we've got. Valuables. Let's go this way. You joined Pamitha on her brief expedition to find anything of value dropped by those who tried to scale the mountain, but did not succeed. Wait, I shall be joining you. What now? I get 2 chaperones? But sure, I'm game, whatever you wingless are into. Be silent, little bird, and fetch those trinkets and be done. Aye, so full of bitterness. You really ought to make the most of these last precious moments that we share. And you ought not to mince your words. Oh please, we all know you're going to be the first one out of here, so why not quit your constant frowning for a change? I, the first one out of here? Of course, it's plain the others pity you. You've been here longer than the rest of us by far. Besides maybe that Wolfred, though he seems plenty happy here making his speeches. How dare you? How dare you to presume? Nothing is decided as of yet. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Though if by some coincidence you do end up selected for the honor, I just want you to know something. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, do hope we shall prevail on your behalf. Because that way you shall be free, of me at least, and I in turn shan't have to suffer any longer your hideous attitude toward me and everything. Oh dear, here we go. At that you intervene. Jodariel's eyes burn with fury. But then she calms herself. I shall see you at the wagon, reader. Pamitha scoffs as Jodariel storms off. I swear that's one. Well, moving on. Something sparkling down there. Be right back. She swoops out of sight, leaving you alone there on the mountain. Pamitha soon returns with something that lay long forgotten in the rocks below. Huh. Infinite stamina. Ooh. That's cool. Oh, more than one choice, eh? We'll go this way. Purely random. Though perhaps not necessarily too random. We'll see what happens. Although, I wonder if anyone else will join. Oh dear, here we go. At long last! The worm surges toward the waters of the cistern. You decided to join him for a brief excursion there after another hard day's ride. You find him in a shallow pool, appearing very much contented. This night, he thought he may never again feel fresh water's cool caress against his scales. He sighs, splashing about from time to time. Then he turns his attention over to you. You, Master Reader, are most kind. To take with you this wayward knight, he swears to prove himself to you and to the rest. He knows that soon now someone may go free. He knows the choice of whom may weigh upon you heavily indeed. For it is you who ought to make that choice, is that not so? This night he heard it from the others, so it must be true. Now listen, please, upon what little honor this knight has. This knight's penance isn't yet complete. There's much atoning to be done. So when rises the occasion to decide who ought go free, this knight wants you to know something. Please do not choose him, not even if you wish, and not even if you can. He begs of you, allow this knight that simple dignity. With that, Sir Gilman sinks into the waters. His tail waves to you to leave him be for now. Huh. I believe he deserves his freedom yet. Huh. He earned enlightenment from that. Huh. Curiouser and curiouser. So I guess leading up to the mountain, you'll have those two things then. You'll have one which is the usual resource-based stuff, and then you potentially have something character-driven. Curious. I wonder why that is. Well, if he doesn't want to go up yet, then I guess I'll oblige him, but I don't see him being too useful with how I tend to play. You and your companions gather at Scribe's Gate, where the single narrow trail to the summit narrows even more, and falls under an archway carved of stone. Come along now, everyone, and be prepared to speak your mind when you are called. Frankly, most of you still lack enlightenment, but we may pass together. Watch how we act as with a single heart and mind during the rites. Well then, lead onward, Tariq. Please follow me. Removing his hat, the lone minstrel approaches the gate. You and all the others follow. When the last of your companions near the arch, you notice someone standing high above, who then appears before you. She eyes the lone minstrel first. Oh, this ought to be good. Is that you, Tariq? It is. Greetings, Celeste. And how was your rest? Too long, Celeste. It seems your work is piled up in the meantime. You bring this many to the gate. Aye. Then let us make this quick. She gestures toward the rest of you. Now, each of you in turn, state who you are and what you seek while crossing Scribe's Gate. Do as she says, please, without questioning. Your fellow exiles exchange glances, but quickly comply. I'll start. They call me Headwind the Deserter. I've come here seeking freedom for myself and my companions. In my case, so I can return to be with the one whom I love. The woman bids him forward. The lone minstrel prompts Ruki to speak up next. Hey, I am regarded by the name of Ruki Greentail. I just want to get out of here. I guess, with my chums preferably. Go see Mama back home. I am Captain Jodariel. I do not truly know as yet what I am seeking here. Oh, my name is Faye, and I am here, I think, because the scribes have come to me. It must be them, because if not, then who? Tizo seems to live up to the Nightwing's legacy, and maybe see the Commonwealth someday. Sir Gilman of the Sea Dominion, at your service. This knight is on a quest to find his honor. He lost it at a certain point. Hamitha Thane. I'm only here because my sister's here. Then as Wolfred steps forward, the one called Celeste raises her voice. You. I recognize you from the Nightwings of the past. You are not clad in the raiments any longer. I would know why. I had my chance already. The Nightwings that now stand before you, I travel with them as a pilgrim now. I see. Then state why you are here, as have the others. My name is Wolfred Sandalwood. I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side, and bring our freedom to the people there. She waves him by. Then she turns to you, and there is no one left to go. What's probably the most interesting? Let's go with this. In many ways you were an outcast from the start, and suffered through your youth, never experiencing a parent's guidance. Your exile was maybe something of a blessing, and it ultimately led you here. The one called Celeste continues to examine you, expecting you to add to your response. Let's go with the sappy answer. The companions you have met here, who have helped you to survive and to find kinship in the downside, your priority is to ensure that they achieve their goal. That is all you wish, for now. The woman regards you for a time, then nods once and waves all of you by. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome here. Go forth with glory. And Tariq? Aye, Celeste? Be on your way as well. The lone minstrel bows his head and puts his hat back on. He does not look back at her. Is there a history down there that I don't know of? The two people that are bearing instruments and both have significant import. Wonder what it's gonna lead to. From the top of Mount Elodiel, you can see the distant downside before you. You think on the many thousand leagues you cross to reach this one as the sky grows dim. How the hell did you get up here? Hey guys, just so you're aware and all, I know how come you're here. How come you made it all the way up here? Oh, I know, alright. You're here because I got the lowest prices in all the downside, am I right? And some of the new stuff I got in stock, you're gonna get a lot of value there. An awful lot. I don't like you. So what have you got? Unlearn any masteries and choose again. That could be useful. Let's see. Stardust is also useful. Well, I don't have enough for what I was gunning for, even after what I retrieved. Was it? Oh, okay. That's why it had such low value. It was actually something I had found. Well, may as well go for upgrades on what I have, because honestly I've got a decent amount of good stuff in here, so focusing on upgrades is probably better off in the long run. So, I don't know if I'll necessarily need that. I'm assuming it's gonna be around if I just leave it, so... Yeah, shut up. So we'll see what happens. Jodariel. Jodariel appears to be prepared for whatever is to come this night. Though it is not yet dark, she is already in her raiments. Edwin soon joins her, also looking ready. Any sign of Ruki? None as yet. Complained about a chafing at the collar of his mask. Our freedom might be hinging on that collar then. I am certain that it is. They share a laugh together. The three of you exchange glances, but nothing is said, or needs to be said. Soon, if Wolfred is to be believed, one of your companions may regain his or her freedom. Hey, what'd I miss? Am I late? Is it starting? Is it starting yet? Easy, Ruki. We've got a little time. It isn't starting yet. How fares your struggles with your mask, Greentail? Feeling a lot better, thanks. Just had to smash it repeatedly against a wall for a little bit. Put some of the old nerves to bed there for good measure. Though, this is really happening, huh? One of us might be getting out of here. Like, soon. By dawn, in fact, if all goes well. If all goes well? That's one way to look at it, I guess. What are you getting at, Greentail? Well, it's just... we might be breaking up the band here, people. If one of us gets out, that's been bugging me a while now. I thought we were all getting out of here at once. He shoots a look at you. Some of us, we might not be getting out of here at all. Edwin slams his fist against the wall. No, not if I can help it. We made a promise to each other, each of us, the four of us. We're all getting out of here. I care about the others too, I do. But we've been here from the start. I want you to know, my promise is to you, and I believe you'll do the same for me. So it's like this. If any one of us gets out, great. It's just a start. We're going to do whatever it takes on the other side to make sure the rest of us can get back too. What, you think they're gonna build a bridge down here if we ask nice or something? I don't know what it's going to take. I just know we have to try. Jodariel turns to you. Rita, we shall find a way. She nods to reassure you, and to reassure herself. Ruki nods his head in turn, and Hedwin's gaze never once falters. Well, my friends, I think it's just about time. Let's go. One by one, they turn towards the door. The fall of Soliam awaits, a vital step in your quest for freedom, yet you feel in your heart that it should only be the first. Alright, so before we see to that, the Imp Haub and I, we helped to save my Emperor, and when the danger did subside, my Emperor Soliam Mur, he said something to me, which shook me to the essence of my being. He said, "You gave your freedom, Master Golathanian, so that I may yet have mine. You too now are in exile at the downside. In all the days which I have left, I never could repay the mercy you have shown me. So if I cannot do so in this life, then I shall do it in the next." We crossed the land together, and together with the Imp, we gained the company of those who saw in him what I did. So there's... let's see one. 9 of them, not including the foreword. Curious. Curious and curiouser. I'll have to read them all in sequentially once that I'm done. Well, once that we've collected more. So, who the hell do I bring with me? Who do I set free? Is everyone prepared, Hedwin? Yes, though several of us had another question that's been troubling us. You need but ask. You said that one of us is going to return to the Commonwealth if we defeat the Tempers and the Rights this night. What happens if we fail? Edwin, my boy, don't you see? The path to freedom and the path to enlightenment are one and the same. Do you intend to stray from the path? No. Then you have nothing to fear. But let me be much more upfront with you. Should you be defeated by the Tempers this night, then one of them shall end up going free instead of one of you. It is simple as that. What then is to be done? The very same as if we achieve victory. We await our next such opportunity and make the most of it. Tonight our plan is set in motion. We are united in our cause. We shall look as ever toward the stars for guidance, and seize upon our future chances just as they arise. So look up, my boy, and set aside your doubts. It is time to take great strides along the path. So who do I set free? Whoa. I don't remember that flashing being there. Also, if the Lone Minstrel starts singing again, I might just break.
Many years have passed since last the Night Wings gained the summit of the sacred mountain and stood upon the fall of Solium. You are to be commended for your guidance, reader.
Huh? You're complimenting me?
You can prevail in this liberation rite.
Oh, there it is.
Here you stand to gain much more than some enlightenment. Your adversaries are none other than the Tempers. I trust they need no introduction. Soon, one among you shall regain their freedom.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the Tempers, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Night Wings. A massive demon swaggers into view. He reaches for his mask. You know who I am already, but look at what we got here. The damn Night Wings decided to show up. Almost figured we were never gonna see the day again. He takes notice of someone in your ranks. Hey, you! He indicates Jodariel. She scoffs back at him. Lose the mask. Ain't seen one of our own in ages, not in these damn robes. Jodariel's hesitation is almost imperceptible before she moves to remove her mask, just as her adversary asked. Satisfied? Whoa, you must be new. Jodariel soon puts her mask back on. Enough talk. Ha! I like you, curly horns. Tell you what, once we put out your lights, you come along with these guys. We're gonna have a spot open. Only shame is I ain't gonna be around to show you a good time. I should rather cut out my tongue. Oh, you don't mean that. Our kind, we ought to stick together. Now come on! Ignarius throws his mask back on his ally, snarl at the rest of you. Yeah. English, do you speak it? Have the Night Wings reached a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct this rite? The Lone Minstrel gets your attention in his subtle way. Reader, this is it. The first companion whom you choose shall be anointed to go free this very night if you prevail. The other two in the triumvirate shall lend their aid. As you may know, only the most enlightened in the rites are eligible to go free. Not all among you may be ready yet. Now, Night Wings, I would have your decision. So not everyone's even eligible yet.
Deserves their freedom.
So there has to be at least 2 unlocked in order to even be considered. The question is then, who? Problem is... who best to throw at the problem? Well... The thing is, I'm not using Hedwyn that much because he seems to be more of a support character than... Well, actually, no, it makes sense to keep Hedwyn around now and then. I'm thinking it's gonna be... The problem is that Faye's really useful as a singular unit. I don't want to give any of them up. But this is the way of things. I'm curious to know if we'll have to... I don't know. The thing is, I lose a decent amount of strategic value no matter who I select. So, let's take a look at them. So, you've got a giant... So you've got a giant demon similar to Jodariel. You've got... Okay, so you've got... Alright, so a worm and someone from the deep. So... Which to go with? Let's see, there's no synergy between their auras. But... You think... Who to... Let's let it be Jodariel. Me. Why? Then the Gate Guardian looks upon you and your adversaries. Very well. Then, under the watch of the 8 scribes, here are the stakes of this Eve's liberation rite. Should the Nightwings prevail, the one called Jodariel shall be liberated. Should the Tempers prevail, the exile Ignarius shall go free instead. She then turns to you. Now, who among the Nightwings shall complete your triumvirate, to strive alongside Jodariel and see her return to glory?
Who shall stand with her?
Alright, so... Who would be good? Well, if we want... I did mention... Okay, sounds good. Now, let's bring Jodariel home. And then... who would be good? I wasn't too impressed with Gilman when I used him last, so... Do I bring Ruki? Or... Actually, I haven't used Ruki in a while. Do I want to just use all the old team? Let's use all the old team. Sure. No pressure, right, chum?
The choice is cast.
Very well. The 8 scribes accept your choices, Reader of the Nightwings. She then indicates to the lone minstrel. Now, are you yourself prepared, Tariq? Aye, Celeste. Then let us all begin. Nightwings! Been waiting an awful long time to get out of this hole. Try and stop me. Oh, we will do more than try, good sir. I assure you of that.
Commence.
Yep, and they went full singing. Nope. Nope. Ah, crap. Did not aim that right. Aha! Crap. Nope, you're not getting me this time. Drop it. Oh boy, this is being a tough fight. Good. Ah, shoot. Oh, come on! Crap! That's not a good start. That is not a good start at all. Nope. Get in there. Yes! Okay. Oh geez, that's a really dense pyre. Crap. There we go. Alright, we've evened it up. There we go. Crap. Nope. Can't jump that fast. Crap! At least the moon crest is actually kicking in for me. Ah, crap, she was in range.
Now then,
Yeah, I know, it's been a while since either of us have acted. Oh, crap, whoop.
all of the night wings vanished.
Yep, can't be so lucky all the time.
Blow against your pyre.
Ah, crap, that's really not good. Hey, your little blue campfire over there, it's starting to look a little thin, ain't it? Those chumps, they're rustier than you are. Just don't let on. They know who's number one. Let's keep it that way. Your Nightwings ain't as tough as everybody says. Unless you're saving something for me, eh? Come on, show me what you've got.
The demon whom you face was once a man. Long since tainted by the downside, or rather by his crimes. Perhaps his absolution is at hand.
Perhaps it is. Crap.
Oof.
No, you don't. Oh, come on!
Negligible effort.
How did that only get them two? Shoot! Even if I had tried. Well, actually, that was a dash. I could have still made that one, perhaps. There we go. Cut that one off.
An unimpressive thrust, but true.
Huh. There we go.
Edwin plunged into their fire.
That's how you do it. So, okay, that explains the points I was seeing earlier. Oh, come on!
Pyre cannot take much more of that.
I'm gonna have to restart this, aren't I?
Now for their pyre.
There we go.
Edwin doused the adversary's flames. The orb is loose.
I'm surprised he let me do that. Alright, we may yet win.
Now end the ceremony.
Ah, crap. Yes!
There it is, at last. The Night Wings proved their worth.
Ooh.
Of their adversaries, the same cannot be said.
Take that. Take freaking that.
Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the Night Wings shall be free. Absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
What a joke. We should have had this. You should have had this. Got all rusty. You've been waiting damn long. Damn it. Damn it! Nightwings! Be seeing you around, I guess. And next time you ain't gonna be so lucky. After all this time, she turns her gaze toward the rest of you. I never thought this day would come. I have all of you to thank for this, for doing this for me. The life that I recall back in the Commonwealth was at times difficult, and I am much older now. I know not what I shall find on my return. However, I know this. If that place still is like the Commonwealth I left so long ago, Then I shall strive to make it better, for as long as I retain my strength and breath. You see her smile faintly as she disappears into the shimmer pool, though you can still hear her voice, though faintly now. Farewell then, reader. All of you. For now.
Godspeed, Captain Jodariel. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may soon commence again.
Faster, stronger, and a little better looking too. I mean, is there anything I can't handle? Jump a second time while airborne. Let's see.
Until the rites begin anew.
So what now? After your victory over the Tempers and the Liberation rites, you return to your wagon to decide how to proceed from here. I don't know what I'm going to do here without her here. Well, look on the bright side. There's one less mouth to feed. We'll see Jodariel again if we persevere. Our journey's now begun in earnest. We'll just need to make a few last preparations while we're here. What about the stars? Can we afford the time? About that, reader, go see for yourself. How do you know? The night sky over Mount Telodiel is much darker than you would have expected. Your thoughts are with Jodariel as you look toward the heavens. Where the heck is it? You search the sky, but in vain. No stars are shining now. The stars revealed nothing, did they not? You confirm his suspicions. It is as the book foretells. This is the chance we need to make ready for what lies ahead. There's a haven south of here we'll travel to at dawn, and when the stars decide to shine for us again, we'll be ready. Mark my words. You find Hedwyn on his own after Jodariel's liberation. He sends straight away what is on his mind. The two of them were close through much of his life. He looks up at you, but his familiar smile is nowhere to be found. I'm sorry, my friend. I should be in a much, much better mood right now. It's just, I can't believe she's gone. Then he shakes his head. Listen to me, I'm talking like she's... He falls silent again. You can tell he needs some time to himself right now, and turn to leave. Wait, hold on. Don't leave me here just yet. First of all, my friend, thank you. I don't like to think of it in quite these terms, but out of all of us, I really hope she'd manage to get out of here. She's been here the longest. Not to mention, I'd probably be dead 10 times over by now if not for her. What's more, maybe other than Volfred himself, I have a feeling she's really going to make an impact on this plan of ours, back on the other side. Just the same, though, I am going to miss her. You and Hedwyn share some memories of Jodariel for a time, though it grows clear to you that he needs some time alone. Thanks again, my friend. I hope that one day all of us can meet again. Jody, she'd be happy on that day, I bet. It is very late now. You part ways after bidding each other a good evening. Alrighty then. Actually, I wonder if the orb has anything to say. Or the Beyonder Crystal. This place, where you currently reside, it must be Mount Telodiel, is it not? This is where those blasted scribes decided what to do with me. I had already failed in my mission to eliminate the demon Solian Mur. I did not anticipate his retinue, you see. That was you? They took me and some of my Beyonders alive, although I do not expect to see account of that in their good book. Whether it was for mercy or for spite, I never became certain. They probably presumed that my expulsion for eternity would eventually have taught me some respect from them, but no, not yet. Not yet. Well, I do not mean that, really. The scribes did spare my life, and were it not for that, I would never have been thusly trapped to then enjoy your company, O lovely reader. Now, having met my quota of blaspheming for the time, I think it's best that we resume the normal sort of business between us, if there is any to speak of. And, good hunting at the precipice. May you soon rid the downside of some useless idiots. Nice to see you care. Alright. Let's see where Sandalwood has us going. Good morning, my boy. The place I noted earlier. Let me illuminate the way. Wolfred leads all of you into a calm and quiet clearing, tucked away inside one of the mountain's hidden folds. All about you see a variety of strange items and equipment. You find Wolfred seemingly lost in thought, but then he turns to you. Greetings, Rita. This wagon and I, we've many memories together. I could not help reliving some of them just now. I suppose some aspects of my past may be of relevance to you, given your role. If there is something that you wish to know, you need but ask. You express interest in knowing more of how the Nightwings came to be here, and Wolfred's past connection to the group. I have been connected to the Nightwings almost since the beginning of my days in exile. They found me in a manner, as I understand, quite like how Hedwyn and the others found you. Back then it was a smaller group than we have now. I joined an exile called Irisa, and another known as Oralek. Once in a while we let little Tizo stand with us as well. He is rather older than he looks. The other triumvirates we stood against, they feared us. Only the Tempers presented any threat to us in any given right. But there was a terrible accident. Irisa, we lost her. And Oralek, he was my friend. He fell from Mount Elodiel. We lost him as well. On the night when he was to be free. We were reckless, hasty, and I was powerless to stop any of it. I blame the rites themselves, the circumstances that put us into danger. The downside has claimed many lives, yet this is too much. I vowed never again to don the masks and the raiments. I had the Black Wagon cleared and buried, such that it could not be used again. If the Nightwings would rise again, it would be under different circumstances, under new leadership, and towards a different purpose. That is all I wish to say of this, my boy. I get to know all of it. You asked Wolfred about his past in the Commonwealth, and how it is he came to be in the downside. How rather forward of you, my boy. Most whom I have met during my travels here have been reluctant to approach the subjects of one's history before one's exile. Nonetheless, I am happy to tell you. As a reader, I assume you are familiar with the stamping press. I owned and operated one. I took issue with the Commonwealth, the ban on literacy, the interminable wars against the High Wing remnants. I spread the truth about it all with my machine. Under pseudonym, of course. Still, I knew I was putting myself at risk, and sure enough, my stamping press was eventually discovered and burned to the ground. I, however, managed to elude capture for a while, but not for long. Here, in the downside, I chanced upon the Nightwings, who were searching for a reader. In that respect, my past, I think, is too similar to yours. Anyway, that is the long and short of it. Now then, was there anything else? You asked Wolfred about his history with the lone minstrel, whom he seems to know quite well. Tariq was there with the Nightwings when they took me on. His manner has always been much as how you've seen. Although, he is somewhat more cheerful now than I recall back then, if you can believe that. I think our plan has sparked a little fire in him. He serves the rights and the Nightwings. I have tried to ask him of his past before, but he seems rather reluctant to speak of it. Though, it is plain that he's not from around here. This being the downside, I respect his wishes for some privacy. Nonetheless, although I do not know too much of him, I count him as a friend. I lost track of him for some time, though it was he who first informed me that the Nightwings had returned. He and Tizo were instrumental in our meeting. It's been good to see him doing relatively well. Anyway, was there anything you wish to talk about? You thanked Volfred for his time and bid him a good rest of the afternoon. Likewise to you, reader. Be well. Bide your time, huh? Everyone, the amenities are modest here at Moonlight Alcove, but I suggest that you get comfortable. We may be here for some time. As for myself, I have some business to attend to. Please leave the wagon in my care for now. It shall be ready by when you need it next. From the mountaintop you can see all across the downside, its impossible expanse staring back at you. The thought occurs to you that you may never see another land besides it. And so you and your companions wait upon the mountaintop in quiet solitude, anticipating when the cycle of the rites begins to turn again. Then you shall have another opportunity to free one of your own. You may earn back their freedom one by one. Many moons pass. Then, one evening. May I have a moment, reader? The lone minstrel finds you poring over the Book of Rites, as has been your leaning through your stay at this abode. Begging your pardon, but there is something you may wish to see. Please, follow me. You follow him into the cold night. Look forth, reader, sir. The stars shine like you have never seen. Once more, the path towards salvation is revealed, but now something is different. Is it a different pathway? Each prior time you searched the stars, they showed you to a single path, but now several rites avail themselves to you at once. Henceforth, you may choose from several different rites. Well, Sir Deluge was easy enough to defeat. Let's go to goal. The stars urge that we go to the Ridge of Gold, a long way off. Wilfred, sir, how are we to reach the Ridge of Gold in due course of time? You know full well, Tariq. Preparations are complete. You think you see the lone minstrel smile, ever faintly, but cannot be sure. Please ask the others to gather their belongings, rest, and then assemble at the wagon there at dawn. We shall be departing at that time. As you will, sir. The cycle begins anew. As the years advanced, you'll find there ought to be fewer rites this time, until once more we are to traverse Scribe's Gate. Exactly how many it is difficult to say, but our next chance at liberty ought to present itself much sooner than before, so let's be ready for it. Now then, see you in the morning, reader. Your companions have not traveled far from Moonlight Alcove. Word of the news soon spread throughout the group. Next morning, Volfred calls everyone together before the Black Wagon. This old wagon is more than it appears. With Bertrud's aid, it escorted you across the sea to me. Now it shall escort anywhere the stars require. Come and see. Can it fly now? They fly now? Something has changed about the wagon's interior. What looked before to be old cracks and signs of age now expose various intricate components once hidden from view. You are the Nightwings. You shall travel in their customary way. He turns to you, indicating levers and devices marked with symbols from the book. Now, reader, whenever you're ready, you may take us up. I'll show you how. And everyone else, hang on to something. It flies now. After having soared into the sky, the Black Wagon remains aloft somehow. Hey, now we're talking. Never thought I'd soar like this again. By the Underking! The Nightwing sails the skies again, wheresoever the stars may call for them. There is one catch. The downside provides few locales suitable for landing. Though we should be able to find at least a couple landing places near to where we're going. We'll then make way by land or sea toward our destination. Now, without further ado, let us proceed. Yes, let us engage the other gameplay. Alright, no. Wrong music. Alrighty. So I guess it's gonna basically compel me to go... Huh? How dare you, you Nightwing scum! Blasted fools, you cannot intimidate the accusers! We shall face you soon enough in the forthcoming right, but first, we have another pack of fools whom we must vanquish shortly. Until then, stay out of our way. Huh. Hey, what's the big idea, huh? Oh, it's you, Nightwings. Come to rub it in again, I guess. We Tempers, we be trading flames with you, who knows how long. So what, you got us once or twice lately. Matter of time before we go back and get you back. So you might want to keep that in mind next time you go messing with these horns, hear me? Now get out of my sky. Okay, so we can run into people, literally. That's amusing. As you soar above the waters of the Worm Gulf, you notice Sir Gilman sidle up to you, very slowly. We are very, 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 very high above the waters, if this knight is not mistaken. This knight's brethren lurk beneath the surface there in umbers untold. Fortunately, if we were to come crashing to the surface now, then this knight, why, he would receive a watery burial in the custom of his kind. Cute. Interesting. Yonder lies the Ridge of Gold. Somewhat less imposing when viewed from this vantage point, do you not agree, reader? The myths of the downside hold that it is no mere ridge of stone, but the remains of Lord Gandroth, once slain by Gold Golathanion himself. Though, perhaps such tales are of little import now, when you stand to confront the Pyre hearts there in just a short while. So we've got a couple places where we can touch down. You make a successful landing in Downside Prairie, near the southern edge of the Downside. Memories of having first met Hedwyn, Jodariel, and Ruki come flooding back. Your companions assist with a routine inspection of the wagon. Sir Gilman reports that the wagon's hull is well intact and did not suffer damage during flight. Edwin observes small fractures in the edges of the wing flaps, though on further scrutiny this proves to not be cause for much concern. Everything else seems to be in order. The rest of the group got through the flight without incident. You should have some time to explore the vicinity before continuing onward toward the Ridge of Gold by land. Sir Gilman is shivering there after the Black Wagon's maiden voyage through the sky. Master Reader, this knight is very, very slightly out of sorts is all. He merely appears terrified. But he assures you that his seeming cowardice is but an optical illusion in this case. Hamatha overhears and joins you. Flying's not for everyone, Sir Knight. This knight heartily concurs, though how anyone at all can stand it he has yet to understand. Well, let's see. What's it like to swim in the waters of the Sea Dominion? Ah, those glorious, murky waters, engulfed in hideous warfare to be sure, but otherwise a joy to cut across, to feel the coolness of the waves beneath one's gill slits and the like. Though this knight is now accustomed to his life above the surface. Flying's just the same, Sir Knight. It resists those of us not born to it. I, in turn, have wondered what your seas are like, but the thoughts of swimming fill me with disgust. Though I haven't had to swim, and you now have to fly. That's very brave of you, and you handled it better than some harp fledglings I've met in my day. You'll get used to it. She departs, but you sense Sir Gilman is feeling better after the exchange. Oh, nice. I'll have to use you for the next rite. Huh. Wait, how did I receive that berry? No matter. First, let's see what's new here. Oh, hi. That's a lot. Why are there those blank spots? Alright. Once, in the words of Jomir Manymane, the Alpha Chief, once I too roamed free. I remember well those days in which I was called Chief. I traveled all the world over my own 4 good paws, and I was well adored. I wanted to grow stronger. Here at last I have. I shall mince words. I shall not mince words. This place shall either harden you or kill you. It shall haunt you with old memories. You shared the exile's plight. My charge is to alleviate the sting of it for you a little bit, and to prolong your stay, but only for as long as needed. Your charge is to return. We call this place the downside for a reason, but in time here you can learn to eat, to seek out shelter, and to find a certain beauty in unlikely places. Huh. So, little bits and pieces from both then. So I've got the full story of the Emperor's fall, and then new tidbits in these. In the words of Molten Milithi, the Wild Witch, gaining the summit of the sacred Mount Elodiel involved no small amount of sacrifice and sorcery in varying proportion. The mountain's energies were palpable, the sensation that we felt indescribable. The lands we stood upon were closer to the stars than to the world we knew. It was upon this highest point in all the downside that we first made efforts to concoct this tome, which you now read. It was there that we were stricken with a vision of the cycle of the rites, and felt together for the first a sense of freedom unlike any we experienced before. But that is a subject which our comrades shall illuminate in greater detail. Alright, so the ones that are flashing like that. Okay, cool. Do you feel a kinship? So, in the words of Luscorian 100 Minds, the scholar. Orion? Do you feel a kinship with the stars? You owe yourself everything to them. Perhaps one day, even your freedom. I chased the stars across the river of my genealogy until they led me here. I demanded they explain to me the paradox of knowledge. For how is it that something can be shared but still contained within ourselves in its entirety? The stars did not respond, but sent me on a quest. I sought the 9 landmarks, which they revealed to me, so that someday I would reveal their mysteries to you. These landmarks, emissaries of the stars, are 9 lenses through which we see the land and see ourselves in a new light. Interesting. And here, a triumvirate. Huh, that's a drive imp. In the words of Howard the Swallow, the Accursed. At first I found it much too difficult to read, much less to write, even to grasp the quill. But the horned one Myrrh implored me. He said this is the greatest gift that he could give me in return. In return for what, I asked. In return for his life, he said. But I did not save your life, I said. You did, he said. We fight about this still. Myrrh is stubborn more than I. Now, Hirine, and by his leave, I chronicle the 9 triumvirates, for I am of this land unlike the rest who wish to leave. We know not everyone who could leave who wanted. Seldom would the opportunity arise. Thus did we organize those striving for the chance into 9 sets of 3. Return to different regions to reveal more pages. Spend soul at the slug market to reveal more. Visit the celestial landmark. Interesting. Conduct liberation rites. Interesting. We, in the words of Triesta Tithys, the Blessed Born, we, the 8, assembled here together in the downside, and we gave our freedom so that you may yet have yours. This is an exchange we have not lightly made. It is my charge to ensure that you, should you regain your freedom, first off recognize its qualities, and also use it wisely. You do not need a pair of wings in order to be free. My own wings, I once thought that they could take me anywhere, and then they took me here where I am bound. It is your charge to be free, and not to make the same mistakes. Spring from here, and learn from what we did, and build a new and great society, a free society, with wings spread wide for everyone. Wait, is there more in here? Oh, I must have skipped this one. Wait, no I didn't. What was that one flashing then? Huh, I missed something. Oh, hang on. There was another page in here. Much can be said about the Sisters of the Arch, whom we banished to the great beyond for deeds irredeemable. Suffice it that the details of their banishment are written in this book. The sisters in the book became inseparable, not unlike the stars, their light and the infinite darkness that engulfs them. The stars communicate to us, and you in turn. The words within this book are but an edifice, a simple surface. Look past the text to the hidden meaning, to the hidden power. The stars above, as they are not mere light, these are not mere words. If you chance upon the Sisters of the Arch within their prison here, give them our thanks. Actually, I just realized, did she take the talisman with her? Yeah, I know. Yeah, oh, she didn't take the talisman with her. Nice. That's useful. What's on your mind? My best friend in all the world come to visit me again. Does it make you uncomfortable, perhaps, that I should call you thus? Perhaps you think that you do not yet know me very well, but I know you just fine. You reveal a great deal to me when you come visit me like this. You are not the only one who can sense things in others, you know. She laughs to herself. One learns to read a bit when forced to suddenly appear within a book for 837 years or so, especially if one is wont to pry a little, you understand, for it gets rather boring here. I know all about you. A war orphan who vowed to help his friends be free again, only to end up spending all his time talking to an apparition stuck in a stone. Oh, I know about your loves, or lack thereof, about your favorite pastimes, certain habits you may be somewhat loath to admit. Fear not, of course. I use this special knowledge only as a means to entertain myself, I think. And if you don't like it, why, just keep your distance, like so many of your predecessors. As for the other Beyonders, they are as wraiths to me, as I must seem to all those idiots with whom you consort. I cannot confide as easily in my own kind as I am able to confide in you. But I suppose that I have said too much. Thank you as ever for the visit. You have given me a lot to think about. More than you know. Alright. Your turn, buddy. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Hedwyn. Oh, you must mean that nomad boy. So innocent, that one. I should have a lot of work to do with him. Then, let us bring him forth. Soon Hedwyn appears in heat of the summons. Hey, my friend, what's going on? The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, boy. You answer to me here. Understood. You are a fool. Do not talk back to me. Your reliance on your friends is such a burden upon them. Let us see what you can do without their aid, save for that of your lovely reader there. No response. Crap. Crap! Ah, I thought I was out of range of that. Oh, no, you don't. Crap. Should have just thrown it. Actually, I should have thrown it at her and then used that as an excuse to take her out. Well, that's one way to do it. Crap! Well, there goes that point. Unless... Oh, I forgot you could catch. Oh, come on! Crap! Why do I suck at this game? Crap. Oh, right. He just had an ally go next to him, so of course that's why he was at a wider range. What? Ugh. Why won't you die? Crap! Why do I suck so much? Nope. Oh, come on. I had that. Ah, crap. Oh, come on. That's no fair. Oh, come the hell on. Oh, no, you don't. What? How am I so bad at this game? What? How do you move that fast with just a single jump? Oh, come on. Alright, this is starting to annoy me. There we go. That's what I should have been doing. Crap. Wait, did I seriously get away with that? Did I seriously get away with that? I'm struggling all this while and then suddenly they just all waltz into my attack. And then I waltz into death. Sounds about right. Die. Die. There we go. Now we're good. God, my mind does not work the way this game thinks it should. We did it. It seems you did indeed, boy. Your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Good to be back after all that. Say, what's that you have there? Bull's Bracer. Ooh. That's useful. Let's equip that. That is very useful. At Ruki's behest, you explore the lonesome lands of Hollowroot. However, the search proves fruitless, and you see little reason to keep at it. I'm beginning to think there isn't anything here at all, chum. You exchange some words of consolation as you head back to the Black Wagon, where you should still have time to pursue your vocations. There we go. Small little buff for everyone. Hey guys, say, what are you guys doing all the way back here? You know it's not so bad here, I was thinking, and I got some pretty good stuff. I think you ought to check it out. I don't know how I got that, but I'll just hand it off, I guess. May as well just leave it at that for now.
You were lactose, Poppy.
So what's new? Wait, there's more of the Emperor's Fall? We found each of the others in due time, by fate, not by coincidence. The wise loose Glorians stood among the trees, gazing at the stars, expecting us. The wild witch Milithi was so enthralled by Milesia's utter transformation, she stayed her sorceries. Blessed-born Triesta swooped down upon us, but to warn of imminent attack. The many-maned Jomirer thus intervened, and shared with us his humor and his hunt. Even the Underking Ores himself sought out an audience with us. Thus we became the Eight, and journeyed on together. Curious. The serpent Titan Gandroth turned to brittle stone not long after his death, of that you may be certain. What remains is a flat, elevated basin that stands us closer to the heavens. Upon the fallen Gandroth's hide, the stars themselves alight, and you shall know you stand on sacred ground. We set the metal sigils, lit the candle flames, and we emblazoned on the rock-like forms the sigil of our passage to and from this land. And then the stars themselves, they did reply to us. They sang, shining bright, their voices loud and clear. We understood their cadence, and we knew how often to return. Faye seems to be talking to the Black Wagon's walls again, though this time something seems to have come over her. Little brother, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? You are unsure whether to check in with her or leave her be. Though Faye is clearly capable of surviving on her own, you do worry for her, and in this case make an attempt to reach out. Oh, hi mister. I don't think I saw you there just now, and so my little brother here and I, we were just talking for a little while. Well, I was the one doing the talking. Why, my little brother, he is just a wagon wall, so he cannot respond. He can't respond, but he can listen, and he listens really well. Now, I'd like to get back to my conversations here with him if you don't mind, and you're welcome to stay though, if you like. It seems Faye is doing alright after all. You decide to take Faye up on her invitation, and keep listening to her conversation with the wagon wall. Her little brother, as she calls it. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I remember. It's that they always said that there was something wrong with me, but they wouldn't really tell me what. They said that I was moon-touched, but so what? So then, the scribes, they called me here. They are the ones who brought me here, not those people. They were so cruel. They always were so cruel. I didn't have a little brother at that time. Not one that I really recall, really, although so much of it back then. Can't tell how much of it I dreamt. Most of it I didn't want it to be true. But I remember that they threw me out, then decided they would throw me out, and let the scribes take care of me, they said. The scribes, they would take care of me. It was so very quiet here, and I was all alone again, although I think I liked it more, being alone down here than being alone back there. Everybody's alone down here, and so it makes me feel less alone, somehow. Back then, why, I would sometimes see families, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, but here, there was hardly anyone at all. But I knew that I was closer to the scribes. I knew that they were in the sky above, and I did search for them up there, you know? And then one night, I found them. I saw the stars, and they were falling to the ground, and I thought, why is it the scribes themselves are crying? Are they sad, and maybe, are they sad for me? Well, that was when I first saw you, little brother. With your help, I would get closer to the scribes. That way, maybe they could answer all my questions, don't you think? But I'm so very grateful I found you and the others. I'm finally not alone. I'm finally not alone, and more importantly, I think, sometimes I even feel that way, that I'm not alone. Maybe, as we get closer, maybe, I will get to feel that way more often, being here or being anywhere, with you and all my friends. She falls silent. Though you were concerned for her at first, you sense now that she is at peace. She wanders off, faintly smiling. You sense you have a better understanding of her now. Oh yeah, there's also the bio. Wonder how much more I would have gotten to learn about Jo Dariel had I chosen someone else. But I think that's where I'm gonna call it for now, as my voice is been rather strained throughout all the talking that was mandated for this section. So, we have our long-term goal then to get everybody out, although what's going to happen when there's only 2 of us left? Because because I imagine that at some point we're going to end up with more people in our roster, if only to make up for the fact that I just shipped off one of our members. So, I can't help but wonder, what's going to happen when we reach the point where I have to choose someone to remain behind? Because unless it's someone who wants to remain behind, like maybe Tizo, what is going to happen? It does make me curious. So, I don't know whether I'll stream tomorrow. I might not. But for now, I guess it'll depend on how my voice feels in the mornings. Because if I can use it to record, that's what it's going to be used for. If not, I'll be streaming. So I guess you'll know when tomorrow comes. So, until then, see you all next time.